Hey, Coach Kirk with another drill. As you see, just in my backyard again. One of the reasons I do this is because a lot of times you'll have players that say they can't do certain things because they don't have a lot of space, they don't have a lot of equipment. Um, but notice, like all these videos, I have a bunch of videos where I did stuff inside, which is a tennis ball, and then again here, all this stuff just kind of doing it outside. And for the most part, a lot of these drills, all you need is you know glove and ball that you probably already have, and then just some other just random little things. There's no fancy equipment for any of these videos so far. So again, good kind of things to kind of share with any of your players or anything like that, because again, these are all really easy things they can do at home. And a lot of these drills too, you don't actually have to necessarily throw a ball, hit a ball. You can just practice the movements with a dry run, and that requires no equipment at all. Just put your glove on, like I said, for these throwing videos I'm about to show, put a glove on, just do some dry runs with them. And that's good practice. So this is kind of the 4 drills that I had my team that I was coaching. Again, it was an 8 and under rec softball team. So we had 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, and even some 6-year-olds. And all of them were able to do these drills pretty easily. Again, you'll see I have some of the dots that I've mentioned in other drills before, and then these little cones that you can see down here. And I like to use these, especially the younger kids, to just tell them, hey, this is exactly where you're supposed to be standing before you throw the ball or while you're doing this drill. But here's just kind of the 4 things that I had them do in a throwing routine. I didn't tell them to just go out there, hey, just go play catch. It just ends up being pure chaos. I tried that before. Then there's balls just going all over the place. You really, especially the younger kids, I feel like they need that structure. And you really got to give them like a goal. Hey, we're doing this right now. And then you are at this distance. Stand at your cones. If a ball gets overthrown and you miss it, go get it, come back to your cone or dot, and then start the throwing drill over again. So anyway, here's the 4 drills that I was using. Now this first one I'm going to show you from the knees. But just around, like if the ground's wet or muddy or something like that, you can do this one staying square on your feet. I like to have them on their knees just to really focus on what they're doing with their upper body. But again, sometimes you got rainy days, it's muddy, something like that, and you can have them do the same exact thing. Just have them stand on their 2 feet and they'll be square this way. I'm going to be throwing this direction so you kind of see what my arm's doing. And for me, I put these dots down so give my knees a little bit of relief. But for this first one, all we're going to do is I have them start on their knees. You're not sitting back on your heels like this. I actually want them up. And I always try to have them start with ball in the glove at their chest. And why I do this is because if they're fielding a ball, so here they come down, they're supposed to, field it, make the wall, field it out in front, and you're supposed to kind of scoop and funnel it to your chest before you start your throwing motion. So I want to simulate that, and always, this is where we start. Now, the big thing with this, I want to isolate the upper body, because you have a lot of, like I had one girl on my team in particular this year, she wouldn't use her upper body at all. It was all arm. She basically just went from she would feel the ball, she'd go from here and just here, and then she'd just throw like this. So one thing I'm going to try to teach them is how to actually, twist their torso and use their torso. You're not throwing with just your arm like this. You're going to end up using your torso. And then again, the next drills are going to go into using our legs a little bit more. But again, I have them start here. This one's very simple. And in order to get kind of some rhythm to your throwing, because again, we don't want everything to be all herky-jerky where we're like, I twist and then I separate and then I tuck my glove and then I throw it. I try to tell them, try to be fluid, really like start at the chest. I want you to, as you twist back, you're going to pull your arms apart and, to kind of pinch your elbows. But really for the little kids, I just try to get them to focus on, by the time you're done twisting, your hands should be separated. And I really want them to feel this twist. And I tell them it should feel tight, again, like they're kind of stretching that rubber band before they go to release it. So here, just have them start here, twist back, separate at the same time. And then when they're ready to snap it forward, I tell them to put the glove in the pocket as their arm comes forward. And I try to tell them to also kind of whip the partner with the fingers. So hopefully they're not pushing it like this, because we don't want that. So I get a nice stretch, and I tell them to put the glove in the pocket and whip the partner with the fingers. So hopefully they get a nice stretch and then nice whip. And I always tell them too, glove in the pocket, and this hand should be finishing almost like they're going to try to touch the grass as they finish, or they're going to slap their knee. Because the other thing I've noticed they'll do is they'll come here and they do a little twist, and then they just go like this and they stay up top. So I always try to tell them to twist when you throw, tuck, whip the partner, and then try to touch the ground with your fingertips. That way they're kind of leaning over too, instead of just staying up this way where they're going to be throwing like this. So again, at the chest, stretch, tuck the glove, whip the partner, and try to touch that grass as you finish. And now we're kind of in that leaned over position where we want them. The second one that I had them do, now I have them stand up. And I call this one, I just call it the rock drill. And here, again, I have them start here, and I try to get them to kind of feel just kind of that weight shift. So I had them go forward, backward, forward again, and then on the second backward, same thing. I have them separate their hands. I tell them to kind of try to pinch their elbows back as they come back this way, load that leg up, and then same thing. I tell them glove to pocket, push with that leg, and try to whip your partner with your fingers. So doing it kind of in smooth, it's just a forward, back, forward, stretch, whip the partner. And again, same thing. Glove in the pocket, try to finish at this knee to where we're kind of bending over. So again, just practicing that weight transfer. Get that weight in that back leg, weight in the back leg. Whip your partner with your fingers. Then the next one I have them do, and I should say between all these drills, I have them back up another like 5 to 10 feet. With the younger girls, I had them ending on the fourth drill. They were at second base or a little bit beyond second base. As the season progressed and their arms were getting a little stronger, you can move them back even farther. So you have them move back again for this third drill. And this one, most of the time, since most players are going to be right-handed, I call it the right-left drill to keep it simple for them. If they're left-handed, then it's going to be actually a left-right drill. So if you have left-handed players on the team, just go them individually and be like, hey, it's a left-right drill. The other way I've communicated this is saying throwing hand, glove hand is the other way. So same thing, I have them, again, building off this concept of you would field it, bring it up to your chest, and you're going to go throwing hand, glove hand. As your glove hand foot comes down, we're separated. And then again, same concept, glove in the pocket, pushing off with this back leg, trying to whip our partner with our fingers. And so when they're throwing, again, all it is just nice throwing hand. If they can, I tell them to point the inside of the ankle at their partner. So they do a throwing hand, glove hand, separate. They're in a good position here. They're trying to pinch their elbows together, and then throwing, getting that nice rotation, tuck the elbow, try to whip your partner with your fingers. And again, just simulating that throwing, where hopefully we can get them where they can field it. They do their throwing hand, glove hand, field, throwing hand, glove hand, they're up ready to throw with the partner. Nice finish. Fourth one I had them do, and I always emphasize that this one is only for your fields, your throws from the outfield. So I always emphasize, like, hey, look at what we're doing is as we get farther, we're changing our body mechanics. We're having to use our body more in order to get the ball farther. So this one, I'm going to run out of frame on this one probably, but I just called this a shuffle drill. And as what it sounds, again, glove right here, I'd have them shuffle again, and then throw on the second shuffle. So same kind of thing, I'd have them here, they shuffle. On the second shuffle is when they separate their hands. And when that front foot comes down, they should be separated and pinched and ready to turn and throw the ball. So again, another very simple one. And this is the one where by the shuffle drill at the 8 and under team, I have them at, basically from the third base foul line to second base, and then maybe a little bit farther as the season progressed. But again, really easy, same kind of concept here. We shuffle again, our weights in our back leg as we separate, tuck the glove, whip the partner with your fingers. And then hopefully, like I said, with that, we can get them actually trying to reach out and whip them with the fingers and get that nice pronation as opposed to them kind of pushing it, which they tend to do. So these 4 drills seem to work pretty well. Again, especially with the younger players, you really got to monitor them, make sure they're doing the drills correctly, so they're not building bad habits. But that's the kind of 4 drill throwing routine that I use in my 8 and under team. So hope that helps you, especially if you're coaching younger kids. And we'll see you on the next video.